Who is the single most annoying children's television character of all time? Kaylau. I wonder how many people clicked on this thread like myself with complete certainty that Kaylau would be number 1. I've never seen a single episode of Caillou, and even I know he's a little shit who deserves to die a horrible, lingering death. He's the Joffrey Baratheon of the children's show world. I'm delighted to see this as the first answer when I opened the thread, as I came here to post it as well. Fuck Kaylau. I love how there's multiple people saying they're glad to see Caillou as the first post because they came here just to post that as well. Myself included. Caillou's just a little bitch. My sister was sent a VHS of 3 Kaylau episodes to test it before they started actually airing the show. Everyone in my house thought it was the worst show ever. We all hated it with a passion, but they didn't listen to us obviously. That redhead from Lilo and Stitch. Oh fuck that nasty ass bitch. Always hating on Lilo when all Lilo wanted to do was be her friend. Fuck her. God, she infuriated me. But Marizo the adults, especially in the movie, like all the adults share that knowing look when Lilo says Pudge control the weather, realizing it's Lilo's coping method regarding the death of her parents, and they let Myrtle call her crazy, rightfully upsetting Lilo, and WHO gets a goddamn punishment. Like not a word was said to Myrtle and just Ashjo when Joe replaced Steve on Blue's Clues. You can't just take over a man's house, style, clothes, and dog like nothing happened. Fucking sociopath. You know what Steve's name was? It was Steve. Joe's name is actually Donovan. Your whole existence is built on a lie. I hate Joe. My husband calls him Crackhead Joe. Also, he is the voice of Bod on Team Umizumi. Okay, but big respect to Umizumi. They make sure to include units wherever measuring things, and that is such an important foundational skill. Solidifies numbers in the real world, sets the foundation for algebra. They even just say units when the unit is undefined. X is unknown but it's still there. Really solid, simple, useful math for little kids. Wait a minute, he didn't just take over. Steve went to college and Joe moved in to stay with Blue. It is mentioned in advance of Steve's departure, and Steve calls on the phone sometimes to talk to Joe and Blue. Joe is basically Blue's uncle. Get your facts straight. Edit. Yes, I know Steve and Joe are brothers. I am 100% aware. However, since Blue isn't actually Steve's daughter, Joe cannot be Blue's uncle. That's why the word basically isn't there. Believe me, I know they are brothers. I have seen each episode 400 times and spent a decade as a nanny. I know what the fuck is up. Do you not like him because he was different from Steve, or because he was legitimately annoying? Because he continued to show the best he can? His biggest problem is that following up the greatness of Steve was hard. Steve was charismatic, he had a presence, and he was someone you can talk to every day. Joe just seemed like the average Joe. He had his quirks but he was no Steve. And that is not his fault. Joe did his best to continue Steve's legacy, but Steve was just too big of a character to follow up. That bald fucker whose name starts with a C. Caillou. Yeah, that fucker. He is an oxygen thief and a blight upon all things Canadian. Not only is Kaylau an annoying arsehole, but he's also just a bad example for the kids watching it. At least most other annoying characters are teaching an important lesson and just doing it in an annoying voice or WE. Kaylau's parents just need to stop paying for his chemo treatments. Annoying orange. Fuck Caillou. Fuck Caillou. Fred on Nickelodeon. This freak even had a couple of movies on Netflix. Freddie from Michael was right about how Fred isn't all that funny. Princess Mora Bucks from the Powerpuff Girls. That bitch and her enabling father can catch these hands. Gordon the Big Engine. That pompous prick didn't want to do his job. I can't remember their names, but it was one of Ginger's close friends, Dodie from As Told by Ginger. She was a massive cunt who deliberately sabotaged Ginger numerous times and was just a bad person. Like that time she got on the school intercom and read off the private list of every student that had lice. Yet she's constantly portrayed like she's a good friend. Meanwhile, the rich girl who sometimes seems like a villain was actually a good person. DW from Arthur. She was so annoying that she made some episodes unwatchable. I remember there was an episode where Arthur hits her and I was so satisfied. I was really confused at the end of the episode when I found out the lesson was to not do that. His dad says some dumb shit like, well now you know how DW felt. Not even the same thing. Arthur punched DW because she refused to listen to his multiple warnings and broke his model. Binky punched Arthur because of some BS initiation thing in public. DW deserved it, Arthur did not. Maybe not the most annoying but ruined a great TV series, Scrappy-Doo. He actually saved the series. It was just about to get cancelled and he was the radical solution. Everyone fucking hated him. I have no idea how it worked. Dora the Explorer. God, I hate her questions. The bridge is next to you. You don't have to ask me where it is. Ever find yourself cheering for Swiper? Arnold from the Magic School Bus is a whiny little bitch. Fuck. He gets to do all that awesome shit. Fuck that kid. Caillou. That little whiny bald bastard's voice is like nails on a chalkboard. I didn't have cable as a kid, so staying home sick and being stuck watching fucking Caillou was more like a punishment. That one little vehicle from Bob the Builder, and when they say can we build it, he says in this like 2000 high frequency voice, I think so. Barney, I fucking hate that purple fucker. When I was little my dad convinced me I was allergic to Barney so he didn't have to watch it equals. Angelica, from the Rugrats. She terrorizes the shit out of these babies while acting like an entitled bitch at the same time. Because she was the emotionally neglected child of two rich and distracted workaholics who tried to make up for their lack of availability and structure by showering her with praise and gifts. She was a spoiled brat, but her behavior is typical for a child with her upbringing. I really hated her. There was an episode where she was being such a shit that 4-year-old me threw a plastic broccoli toy at the screen. But this has made me a little more empathetic to her. Not a lot, still would throw broccoli, but maybe I'd feel bad about it later. Every other shit besides Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town. Peppa fucking Pig. My daughter drew pictures of Peppa Pig all over the house. They all look exactly like penises. Peppa Pig. She's rude, selfish, doesn't wear a seatbelt, and is always berating her father for his weight. Little bitch. Nothing sucks as much as Kaylau. Well sissy princess. DD from Dexter's Laboratory. Annoying cunt. I swear fucking Caillou, that name is impossible to spell from memory, is the most entitled stuck-up cunt I have ever seen. This is for children, who will fucking copy everything he does, every single stuck-up bratty action, and then those children ACT like total dicks too. Caillou. Fuck that bald little bitch. He's the worst. The worst. A fella by the name of Caillou. SpongeBob. Fucking Caillou. Caillou. For those of you just tuning in, fuck Caillou as a thing. Has anyone said Caillou yet? That bald, willy little brat. Caillou. I refuse to watch that with my 2-year-old because I've seen good kids turn arseholes after 10 minutes of watching Caillou whining to get his way. Caillou on PBS. That little, bald, annoying, whiny voice bitch. Caillou. Hands down. Caillou. Caillou. Such a little fucking piece of shit. Caillou. I'm sure someone else has said this. He's just the worst. Caillou. Caillou. What a winny little bitch. Caillou. He's the embodiment of every negative quality a child could have. Yet he's on display for all children to see with his own show all about him. What are we teaching our kids? They'll do what they see. Caillou. That vapid, bald, slut Caillou.